Just about set for puck drop here on the North Rink at the Lakeshore Sports Centre, just outside Muskegon. I'm Matt Gajtka. First of its kind broadcast tonight for the Hawk Purple 10U as they face, once again this season, the Junior Jacks from the Lakeshore, the black team for the Jacks, a team that the Hawk Purple squad has seen a couple of times this year in some big games, and the Jacks have gotten the better of them twice in some close ones. But now it's the ADRAY Community Hockey Playoffs, West Edition. And these two teams, the last of the 8 in the gold division to take the ice tonight. We were scheduled for an 8:45 puck drop, and we're going to be just past 9 o'clock for this one, as we have the Junior Jacks in the white uniforms with black helmets, black pants, gold and red trim, and the Hawks in their traveling black uniforms with the purple trim and the black helmets. Mike Dewey, the head coach for the Hawk Purple squad, which finished in the top half of its division in the regular season, hence the promotion to the gold division for the playoffs alongside their friends from Hawk Black. Olsen to take the draw at center ice, and Olsen controls it for Hawk Purple as he scoots over to the near side, gets in over the offensive blue line. Asher Russell there with him. Russell pushed it back to the point. Boswick knocked it along, but Rusci couldn't hold it in, and now it's skated out of danger by Ethan Quinn. He sends it ahead too far for Harcourt, and it'll be Beckett Russell, one of the mighty Russell twins, retrieving the puck for Hawk Purple. Pushed up the wall by Olsen. He chases after it. Down the near side, Quinn first on it for the Junior Jacks. Olsen keeps on chugging, though. He's back in over the line. Olsen giving it over to the near side. Sanchez tried to clear for the Jacks, couldn't do it. Russell picked it off. That's Asher Russell, backhand feed in front. Rusci scores! Great play, and Hawks got the early lead. Isaac Rusci buries it in front off the sweet feed from Asher Russell. It's 1-0, just 46 seconds into this game. Big start for the visitors, in effect, tonight as they're taking on the Junior Jacks on their home rink here at Lakeshore. So tally one for Rusci, one of the younger players on Hawk Purple, but wouldn't be able to tell from his skill with the puck as he buried that one from right out in front and putting the Hawk Purple in an early advantage as it's turned toward the middle by Scharnhorst. Here's a chance. Hamilton off the goaltender, and the save made by Adams. Hamilton again shooting. Adams another save. Loose puck at the front of the net. Henry Dewey couldn't quite clear. Now it's backhanded wide by Riley Wade. Over to the far corner, Scharnhorst. Back out top. Wrister by Whedon, deflected right out in front of the net, and it goes wide. So the Jacks pushing back quickly. Riley Wade getting in after it. To the near side, there's Lucas Gajtka trying to clear, held in by Sanchez. His attempted shot, though, blocked by Henry Dewey. Dewey skating in after it. And it'll be Wheaton running into trouble. Here's Tronovich for Hawk. He's got Gajtka with him. Gives it to Lucas Gajtka on the near side wall. Gajtka looking up from the corner, plays it around the horn, looking for Dewey on the far side. Dewey catching up to it as he collides with Riley Wade. Back to the point. Great hold by Luke Ailes. Ailes makes a move toward the middle. Took the shot. The netminder wasn't quite ready, but it missed. Here's Gajtka on it. He plays it right back in behind off the end boards over to Tronovich. Good shift for Hawk Purple following up their early goal. We play 13-minute periods in squirt hockey, 10U. Toward the front and turned over as Tronovich tried to find Gajtka in front of the net. Sanchez giving it up ahead. Here comes Harcourt breaking in, and Dewey got back on the back check to deflect that puck away. Shot from the corner by Harcourt. That save made by Adams, and we've got a penalty coming up against Hawk Purple, I believe. Well, let's wait for the call. The initial signal was holding. And yes, Luke Ailes goes off for a hold, so put 90 seconds of power play time up there for the Junior Jacks, trailing at 1-0. 10:33 to go in the first period. 3 games for each team in the gold division. You got to finish in the top 2 of your 4-team subgroup, if you will. And Hawk Purple are in the national group. As that play is broken up, and breaking back is the defenseman, Beckett Russell. Russell put in the skates of McCormick, but stepping up to save the day is Quinn. for the Junior Jacks. And dish back to the red line where Beckett Russell tries to corral it. He's being pressured, though, by Shea Murphy. Murphy put it right back in, but Russell clears. And, of course, you can't ice it shorthanded in this league, so the goaltender makes the play. But if that had gone the distance, it would have been icing. Instead, we play on. Boswick steps up. Quinn pokes it by him. Russell trying to make a play. And Beckett Russell poked it right over to Quinn, who breaks behind the defense. Quinn, the left-handed shot down the wall, and he shoots it, and it's stopped by Adams. Good save as it comes back out to the top, and a wrist shot by McCormick missed the target. 44 seconds to go on the Jacks power play. To the blue line. Jawar trying to get it through. And it's lassoed there by Camarat. Try to get it to the tops of the circles. Couldn't quite do it. And Beckett Russell broke it up. And on down it goes. Jawar first on it for Lakeshore. That long stick. Guns it up the far side wall. It's out, but it'll go right back over into the clutches of the Hawks with 19 seconds to go on the Jacks power play. Ryan Hayhow collecting and looking for an avenue. Couldn't play it by one of the forechecking Jacks. It comes loose out in front. Freddie Curl trying to make a play. Got it right back there from Hayhow, did Curl. And he's unable to work it out to center. But here's Boswick putting it right on the tape of Curl. And it pops off his stick right to McCormick, who swerves in. McCormick, great chance. Right to the net. Backhand score. Tied 1-1. Levi McCormick picked it off at the blue line and set sail in. And slick backhand up under the crossbar for a 1-1 tie. 8:57 to go in the first period. So each side strikes early. I believe that wasn't technically a power play goal. Puck went in just as the penalty time expired on Luke Ailes' holding minor. But either way, it all counts the same. 1-1 the score. As Asher Russell pursues to the near side. Jackson Hamilton trying to get in the way, and he does. Hamilton, number 6 in white. Long distance shot. Adams made a toe save on that as he reached out with the left foot to the far board in Harcourt. Couldn't get it in front. It was blocked by Ruschi. Back to the front of the net. Hit the outside of the goal cage. 8:37 to go in the first. 1-1 the score. Jacks answering the early Hawks goal by Ruschi. And now Ruschi's chasing it up the far wing. Unable to hold that in was Wheaton. And here comes Ruschi. Ruschi presses it down the boards. Wheaton clears it up the wall. Hamilton scoops it up in flight. Jackson Hamilton pops it ahead. In behind Hayhow. He's got Asher Russell on the near side wall, gives it to him. Asher trying to poke it by Scharnhorst. Scharnhorst, a good pass across. Harcourt fading back, fires, and it redirects wide. Might have been blocked by Ailes at the face-off circle. Digging in Sanchez. Couldn't get it by as Russell pokes it ahead, and here comes Red Olsen in a 2-on-1 with Ruschi. Olsen cutting inside, right to the net, and he couldn't get the shot away. As it drifts behind the goal, the Jacks trying to pick it up. It's Wheaton backhanding it around. Right in front of us on the near wing side. Asher Russell closes down that avenue. But Sanchez is back on it. Turned it over to Asher Russell. He charges down the boards in behind the net. And a flip pass right in front as Wheaton knocked it down with his chest, I think. It caroms right back over to Russell with that purple tape on his stick. Made the pass to Ruschi, and he couldn't quite make a play high in the zone. So Hamilton skates it back. Turning on the speed down the wall, Ruschi headed him off at the pass. 7:11 to go in the first period. Good free-flowing action after the Jacks tied it up on a goal by McCormick. Scharnhorst toward the front, redirected out to center in the clear by the Hawks. Backhanded by Wheaton down the wood. Russell couldn't get there, but again, Olsen got in the way. He's off to a hot start. Here comes Tronovich off the bench. Bronson Tronovich surging down the right wing. The pass goes right by Sanchez into the slot, deflected. Russell looking to tee one up. Couldn't quite get it to the forehand side. And right up the gut comes Jawar. He plays it near wing, beyond the reach of Zidane Sanchez. And offside against the Junior Jacks with 6:29 to go in the first period. As the Hawks complete the line change, Dewey and Gajtka check back in. Olsen and Russell check out, but solid start. These two teams have played a couple of times this year in tournament settings. They both came together for a couple of games down in South Bend last month. The Junior Jacks won the first game by 1 goal. They won the second game in the consolation round or pardon me, it was the championship of the Tier 2 bracket, I should say, and the Jacks prevailed in a shootout. Thrilling game after a back-and-forth overtime. That's icing against Lakeshore, as Beckett Russell was back to play it just in case. 6:03 to go in the first period, and the face-off back down to our right. Thanks for joining me, giving this a shot. I do this for a couple local high school teams, so I figured why not put the Hawks on YouTube late on this Friday night as Russell holds it in out near the blue line. Russell, great vantage point on this one as Beckett tries to poke it along. Tronovich in tow, backhand by Russell, and a pad save made by the Lakeshore goaltender. I believe that's Phillips. As Bostwick wipes out McCormick at center ice, and that's going to be a penalty against the Hawks. So McCormick draws the call, and have to imagine that's going to be a checking call against Bostwick. Tried to make an aggressive play on the puck and just got way too much of the body in that case. That'll be a good play at a couple levels up from this one, but not 10U. So Shea Murphy to take the draw against Henry Dewey. 5-on-4 power play for the Junior Jacks. Off the faceoff, it's swirled behind Adams' net. He looks over his shoulder as it's out to the blue line. Jawar playing it toward the front. Open man there was Quinn. Couldn't quite get a clean shot off. Then he pushed it on goal, and Adams melts it down. 13 seconds into the power play. 5:29 to go in the first period. 1-1 the score, as you see on your screen there. And the faceoff one back to McCormick. He clears it across to Jawar. Tronovich got a block on that. It's loose at the top of the circle. Ailes looking to skate it out of danger. Instead, Tronovich picks it up, and Tronovich sends it down the distance. It'll go right on goal, and Phillips, a little bit of trouble with that one, but he pinned it, and he's going to keep it moving, actually. So play continues. So I got Phillips down as number 66, but he wears 55 when he's between the pipes. Ailes picks it off. The Hawks shorthanded, trying to make something happen. Hayhow punched it down the wall, bottling up the Jacks for now. 41 seconds left on that power play. It's played beyond Hayhow. Murphy charging down the wall. Ailes getting in after it, reaching for it, centering. Here's Wild right there. Big stop made by Adams from the doorstep. That's Wade, excuse me. Riley Wade, great opportunity. And the puck ended up in the net, but the referee had blown the whistle. So no goal. Initial save made by Adams as he came up huge on that point-blank chance for Riley Wade. .28 seconds left on this power play chance. Lakeshore trying to jump ahead. They scored right at the end of their first power play. Asher Russell late on the ice, but he's there. The two Russell twins are out on the surface right now. Backhanded toward the front of the net off the face-off win by Lakeshore, and a pad save by Adams. Scharnhorst behind the goal. Pinned there by the right-handed shooting Beckett Russell. Couldn't clear it out. Hamilton fires toward the front. Redirected. Mulvey overskated, but left it behind there for Isaac Gerbers to skate it through center ice. Gerbers charging. Hamilton took it right away from him. That's a great battle. 1-on-1. But the Hawks have survived the power play. They've killed it off. As here comes Asher Russell now. He set up the first goal for West Kent. Russell loads it, shoots it, and missed the goal from the left circle. Dylan Scharnhorst trying to clear. Gerber's got a stick in there. Stepping up, Beckett Russell. He took the shot, redirected, and Phillips might have gotten a piece with the glove. And it floats to the far corner. Camerad. Mulvey got a piece of that on the forward check, but Camerad gets it out on second effort. And so it's Beckett Russell backhanding to brother Asher. Asher making a move. Got around one man. Asher right to the doorstep. Couldn't pull the trigger on the shot. Good defense there. But here's Mulvey over to Curl. He scores! 2-1. Hawk Purple takes the lead. Great pass to Curl, and he deposits it somehow. He found some space there between Phillips and the post. And it's 2-1, 3:24 to go in the first period. And the Hawks have an answer. Another good game early on between these two teams. So Asher Russell tried to take it right to the front. Got it poked off his stick. Mulvey found it, worked it over to Curl, and he popped it in from the side of the net. Wearing the distinctive red helmet, red gloves. Can you tell he's a Red Wings fan? Ailes backhand out to center. And that's offside against Lakeshore. Sorry for the shakiness of the camera work, but I don't have a tripod. When I work with other teams, they provide the camera equipment. And they run the camera too, so new experience for me broadcasting while running the iPad. Turned up through center by Ailes, deflected by Gerbers. The chase is on. Mulvey versus Jawar, and Lakeshore's Jawar gets there in the corner, but Mulvey pressures and gets a stick in there to deflect it to the near side corner. Curl getting in after it. Up the near side, Hayhow tried once and twice, but Quinn poked it past him. Under 3 to go in the first period. 2-1 Hawks. Curl just put the Hawks ahead as Murphy carries it in. That's offside too, and he can't believe it. He thought it was a legal play. It was close. I'll say that. And of course, at this level, you'll notice that the whistle immediately sounds on any offside play. You're not allowed to circle back into the neutral zone to tag up if you know that you are offside and you don't have the puck. So it can lead to more stoppages at this level. Asher Russell, a stick handle and a feed. Good one to Rusci. They hooked up for the first goal, but Rusci couldn't navigate the Lumberjacks defense. McCormick left it in the skates of Harcourt. Beckett Russell poked it over to Asher. Trying to get around Jawar. Power move, a shot off the mask of the goalie. Backhand score by Olsen. And it's 3-1 Hawks. Asher Russell forced it to the front. He shot it from a sharp angle, and the rebound caromed off of Phillips's mask, I believe, and right to Olsen, who deposits with 2:18 to go in the first. And the Hawks have their first multi-goal lead of the ADRAY tournament. So I get for multitasking. I put the goal on the wrong side before. Here comes Asher Russell, a shot, and he's denied by Phillips. Good save. Asher right back to the net mouth. He picks off the attempted clearing pass, gives it across. Hawks are passing the puck well in this first period. Olsen takes it. 3 jacks on him. He gave it to Boswick. Right back over to Russell. Looks for a shot and scooted it wide. Couldn't get a lot on that one from a flat-footed stance. Rusci, dish to the middle, picked off by Hamilton. Asher reaching in. So was Beckett, but it floats out to center. That's where Elias Boswick picks it up. Olsen handing Asher Russell right down the slot. He's got Rusci with him. Gave it to him side of the goal. Rusci trying to pass. Got it right all over the goalie and nearly on the tape of Olsen again for a tap-in, but it just bounced away at the last second. Boswick reaching after it. And it's cleared up the near side and back out to the red line. 1:24 to go in the period. Beckett Russell's backhand pass. Poked by Asher Russell, trying to lift the stick of Whedon. Nearly did. Olsen follows on. Here he comes, the cut-in move, right to the front of the net, and Phillips pins it down for the Junior Jacks to stop the music with 1:11 to go in the first. It is 3-1 Hawks. Just correcting myself, I put a second goal up there for Lumberjacks. I'm the cameraman, I'm the producer, I'm also the broadcaster, so this level of multitasking, definitely new to me. Hopefully it gets smoother as the night goes along. And if it works well today, why not do it tomorrow? McCormick for the Junior Jacks, trying to get past Gajtka, but stepping up Hayhow to keep the puck in the offensive zone. Just momentarily, though, as it's jammed off the boards by Quinn, and all the way down it goes. Adams lets it come to him, and he puts his glove on top of it. He thought about playing it. Instead, he'll take the face-off in his own end, and Dewey gives him a pat on the back after that. 59 seconds left in the frame. Matthias Adams getting the call between the pipes as the alternating pattern for Hawk Purple continues this year. He and Bronson Tronovich have shared the duty. He's deflected right to the front, trying to collect it and stuff it in. Was Camerati, couldn't do it. Poked away from him. Ailes escorts it to the corner. Tronovich up the far side wall. Tronovich, Dewey, and Gajtka the forward line out there. Gajtka tries to one-hand it out of the zone. Couldn't get it by Camerad. Gajtka behind his back, and it's onto the blade of Murphy. Murphy bouncing it. Picked off by Hayhow, but Ryan Hayhow can't clear. Ailes stops the shot attempt in front of Adams, and with half a minute to go in the period, the Hawks try to put some passes together. Ailes skates it out of trouble. Up through center. and it's picked by McCormick, the goal scorer so far for Lakeshore. Gajtka up ahead, and McCormick rips it away from him. Breaking into the circle, McCormick into the corner. Hayhow confronts him. McCormick centered off the skate of Ailes. Luke Ailes backhands it around. 5 seconds to go in the period. Jawora's shot deflected right toward the front, and the shot goes wide at the buzzer. Adams just made the save in case it was before we saw all zeros on the scoreboard clock, but wouldn't have counted as the Hawks were scrambling there at the end. The Jacks putting the pressure on. After 1 period of play, 3-1 Hawk Purple here from Lakeshore Sports Centre. Stay with us. Second period, Hawks versus Jacks here from Lakeshore. I've successfully chased everyone in my section away from me, so mission accomplished as Mulvey chips it up the boards for the Hawks. Mulvey had a primary assist back in the first period as number 52 in black and purple digs in after it, as does number 9, Isaac Gerbers, reaching for it. Also Beckett Russell pinching to the near wall. Scramble continues as Harcourt tries to get it up and out. Now the Hawks, of course, attacking the goal down to our left, and the Jacks vice versa. Murphy reaching for it. Curl takes it back for West Kent. Hawk stands for the Hockey Association of West Kent, in case you didn't know. So really they're Hawk, not the Hawks, but we'll go with both. Adams plays it off to Russell, who spins it hard around the far side kick plate, and Curl got a tip on it to deflect it out to center. McCormick regathers. McCormick still skating with it. And one of the Hawks lost their stick. McCormick maneuvering toward the middle on his backhand, and Adams made a blocker save. Loose at the top of the crease, cleared by Beckett Russell. Out to the point, Quinn shooting, blocked again by Beckett Russell. Over to Jawor, who steps up. Nudged it between the legs of Mulvey, and he's stripped, though, by Russell. And Beckett crushes it off the boards. Mulvey keeps it moving, but kept in at the blue line. Boswick, clutch play at the front of his net. Off to Mulvey. Up ahead it goes. Gerbers deflected it. Nearly took it away from McCormick, but McCormick made a nice tight turn. And Jawor skates it back in over the blue line, but not for long. McCormick trying to toss it by Gerbers. No sail. Here comes Isaac Gerbers pulling up inside the blue line, but he's poke checked. And so Russell takes it back. He speeds it along to Gerbers. Lost control. 11:08 to go in the second period. Free-flowing play to start the frame. 3-1 Hawks. Trying to get on the board here in the ADRAY Community West playoffs. Offside, Lakeshore. And the Jacks will make a line change. So will the Hawks. In addition to Coach Mike Dewey, we've got the assistant coaches, Russell, Mulvey, and Ruschi all back there. It's a full complement of Hawk coaches behind the bench, as all the ADRAY play, all the regular season play culminates in this weekend, hosted by the Junior Jacks. We thank them for that. 2 rinks here at Lakeshore. The Hawks will be back on this rink tomorrow for their first game, as Asher Russell draws the penalty, lowered the shoulder, and boy, it's tough to take it off him when he gets determined to drag it toward the front. And so Hawk gets its first power play of the night. Hamilton to the box for a hook, says the referee. Chance to add on to the advantage with 10:45 left in the second period. 2 Grand Valley Stars teams are on the docket tomorrow. We just saw those 2 teams play here on this rink in front of us. And it was Stars Black prevailing 8-5. Pretty entertaining tilt. A lot of talent on the ice. We saw that earlier this year when Stars Black put several on the board against the Hawks at Griff's Georgetown. Good lesson there, and hoping to do better against them the second time tomorrow. But as for right now, they've got their hands full with the Junior Jacks. The black team for the Jacks. Hayhow catches up to the puck. Hawks on the power play. Scoots it up the far side wall. Can Olsen get there in time? He's got to beat the puck to the goal line. And he did not, but he did win the battle in the corner as the Jacks touched it. Icing was waved off. Russell right to the goal. Stop made by Phillips. That hops away to the near side. Ruschi turns it, and that's blocked. Ruschi over to Asher Russell on his backhand. Great shot, score! It hopped off the shoulder of Phillips and in. And it's 4-1. Asher Russell has another point, this time a goal. And you don't see backhands quite like that at this level very often. He lifted that one right up under the crossbar, off the shoulder of the goalie, and it jumped in about halfway through that power play. The Hawks strike. Just dropped my roster sheet, so needed some assistance there. So a 4-1 score, and the Hawks answering with 3 straight goals after the Jacks tied it very early on. But overall, a strong first period. Ruschi trying to go backdoor, and it skips away from Olsen. Hayhow steps up on his backhand, twists it, and that's deflected by Wheaton. Bang behind the goal. Lively carom off those boards. Wade trying to clear. Ailes pinches down, and it's deflected past him, but there's Hayhow at center, right where he should be. And he drives it away to the far boards, away from Scharnhorst. Dylan Scharnhorst reaching in for it. And instead it's flicked ahead by Ethan Quinn. Back down behind the Hawks net. Luke Ailes makes a little move. He's fearless with that puck coming out of his own end. And here he comes again. Throws on the brakes, does Ailes. Good athlete. Makes the pass up to Olsen. Olsen eventually collects it with that long reach. He's driving into the corner. Pulls up. Sent it toward the front. Phillips made the pad save. Not sure that was intended to be a shot, but it ended up being one anyway. Wheaton backhanding it around. Jabbed off the wall by Hamilton. Here he comes back. Ailes, the lone defender, back for the Hawks for now. Hamilton goes down in a heap as he tried to stop. I don't believe there was a tripping infraction there. There was not. Scharnhorst picks it up, and he's dispossessed. Asher Russell heads back 1-on-3. Solo effort there, and it's wedged away from him by Hamilton. Hamilton sends it north for the Junior Jacks. 8:25 to go in the second period. Quick moving second period. Nearly the midway point. Hayhow softly off the near wall just to get it out safely, and it's misplayed. Sanchez gave it over to Russell, but right back over to the Jacks as Wheaton clears up the far wall. Ailes flipping right onto the tape of Isaac Ruschi, who scored the first goal for West Kent today. Ruschi's backhand, he nearly had Olsen in front. Ruschi got it back, and his shot was blocked. Back out to the blue line. Boswick held it, wristed it, and it's rejected by Sanchez in the high slot. Russell, though, picks up the loose puck. Asher Russell backhanding. Below the goal line. Olsen right back in front looking for Russell. It's in his skates, and he couldn't quite locate it. That close to another beauty. The Hawks are whipping the puck around. Olsen's backhand goes off the goaltender Phillips and jumps to the near side wall. Held in, though, momentarily by Beckett Russell. He has to play it back across, and that's an offside play as Olsen had not quite cleared the zone. More solid pressure from the Hawks. They'll get some fresh bodies out there. The Dewey line back on the ice for the center ice draw. And the bearded referee ready to drop the puck. Right at center. Tronovich knocking it ahead. Then he left it behind. Beckett Russell follows on. Loose in the middle. Bostwick. Smooth stick handling to get it over the blue line. Nearly forced the turnover. It is kept in by Beckett Russell. He thought about dumping it. He'll keep it as he played it to himself off the wall. Now he shoots. It's deflected right behind Gajtka. He turns around as it's back out high in the zone. Bostwick, good step to keep it alive. Dewey just tripped up one of the Lumberjacks. That was McCormick. He was going for the puck, but he got the skate And so the Hawks go short for the third time tonight with 7:01 to go in the second. And the Hawks will get their usual penalty-killing group out there. They'll get Hayhow and Ailes on the blue line. And looks like Tronovich and Mulvey get the assignment up front to start this kill. Murphy wins the faceoff for the Junior Jacks. Sharp angle shot from the boards by Quinn. That didn't get through. Too many Hawks in the way. Banged around Mulvey. Jabbed it once and twice. Got it by Jawar out to center ice. Good work from Nolan. Murphy passing it, deflected off the stick of Tronovich. Heavy pressure from the Hawks out top there. Power plays can be a little bit different at this level. Sometimes you can't even tell the difference, but other times it can be downright dominant when you have one extra body out there. Just depends on the matchup. As Harcourt wrists from the near side boards, the 50-footer missed into the far corner. Hard Karen, though, out to Quinn. Makes a move onto his forehand side. Flipped it behind Shea Murphy to the near wall. Ailes angles it. Mulvey couldn't get it away from Jawar, who cuts inside but lost it to Ailes. He tried to clear off the shoulder of Quinn. Now Mulvey takes it away. Surging back shorthanded. 38 seconds to go on the power play. And Mulvey pushed by McCormick, and McCormick takes the puck right back. Hayhow unable to keep it in the offensive zone, but Ailes right behind him, covering up. We've seen that a couple of times today from Hawks defenders. Right there for their teammates. But here's Quinn poking it by Hayhow. Looks at the net, shoots it, blocked by Ailes. Rebound in front. Adams makes a key save on Harcourt right in front of the net, keeping it a 4-1 score as Matthias closed the pads together. With 11 seconds to go on the power play, that's when Dewey will come out of the box for Hawk Purple. 5:43 to go in the second. Four fresh players on the ice for Hawks, and like I said, they're about to get their fifth back out. Scoreboard to our right is not functional at the North Rink, unfortunately. Makes it a little more difficult. As Camarad plays it, Sanchez, a floating shot, and Adams had to track it all the way through traffic. He did, and he's got it in that red trapper of his. Power play should be over, I believe. Dewey is halfway out of the penalty box. Now he comes as Curl clears it off the stick of Wheaton, and here comes Mulvey charging Eddie, replaced Dewey out of the box, and the netminder Phillips, Griffin Phillips, pins it down for Lakeshore. A little bit of confusion there as it looked like the Hawks coaches weren't sure that they could release Dewey before that face-off. There was no penalty time left on the board, but might have been malfunction or a slight overlap there. At any rate, the Hawks are back to full strength. Beckett Russell driving it into the middle, away from Curl, who's got a goal tonight. Curl on it as he's harassed by Wheaton. Turned it over, but given right back to the Hawks at the blue line. Bostwick held it again. And Elias sends it all the way deep. Cleared around the wood. Hamilton. Beckett Russell kept it. Mulvey behind the zone. Bostwick stepped up and just offside as the puck was just a few inches outside the blue line when he jabbed it back in. 4:50 to go. Just the one goal in the period. That's scored by Asher Russell on the power play. A slick backhand. Russell's got 3 points by my count, a goal and 2 assists. Ailes scoops the backhand off the face-off win. Ruschi keeps the puck down below the hash marks briefly. And back out high in the zone. Ruschi takes it away. He's got Russell with him. Ruschi shoots. That was blocked by Wheaton. Rebound shot saved by Phillips, and there's no secondary rebound as he pounces on the puck in the blue paint. Griffin Phillips answers Adams' saves at the other end. And we remain at a 4-1 score. Shorter bench for the Junior Jacks than the Hawks. The Hawks can roll 3 lines tonight up front and a couple of defense pairings. Looks like 2 forward lines, give or take, for the Junior Jacks this evening. Quinn powers it right by Hayhow. On down it goes. And if it goes wide of the net, it will be icing, and it is icing. Those clear-outs can even hit the outside of the goal, can hit the goalpost and go behind the goal line, and it's still icing. Only if it's a shot on goal does it nullify it, or if the goalie touches it. Red Olson facing off against Shea Murphy, and Olson wins it cleanly over to the near wall, ranging over Luke Ailes. Ruschi joins the party, trying to pry it away from Riley Wade. Levi McCormick, he's got the only goal for Lakeshore this evening so far. Pass to Quinn, angled it off the boards to Shea Murphy. And the Jacks are away, but there's Russell to snuff out the rush. Asher Russell putting in a defensive shift. And he banks it right behind Ruschi, trying to hook up with him, but the Hawks continue to look for each other, passing the puck. That's how you beat good teams this time of the year, at the end of the season. Got to work cooperatively. No one needs to be the hero. It's just about making the next right play, as Ailes gave it away in front, and Wade just missed. And what's this call? Stoppage in play. I don't know what that was. I don't know if the referee lost sight of the puck or what happened there, but the Hawks will gladly take the stoppage. I've been calling him Riley Wade tonight. It's Wild. Thought I saw Wild on the back of his jersey. So I apologize, Riley. I'll make the correction. Either I copied it down wrong or the roster I saw was incorrect. I'm betting on the former. As Quinn latches onto the puck, shot it right to the net. Adams diving out, loose puck. And Beckett, Russell, clears out to the blue line, kept there by Wheaton. Beckett knocks down the attempted shot. Here's Tronovich with it, and he guides it out to center. Henry Dewey pushing the pace, trying to get there in time, and it goes right by Gajtka at center ice. And beyond Russell, here comes Wild with a chance against Adams, makes the move, and he's stopped by Adams. He tried to go 5-hole, but the puck stayed right between his pads on the shot from Wild. Big time stop on the breakaway. First breakaway that the Hawks have given up tonight. They played a pretty solid defensive game up until then. Tronovich couldn't clear. Wheaton held it. His opposite number 71, redirected wide on the long shot from Wheaton, but it goes wide of the net. Beckett reaching in for it. He and Gajtka close in on him, but they can't get it out. Again, Wheaton toward the front. This time Bostwick has it, and he puts it right on the blade of Bronson Tronovich, who's got some room through center ice. Tronovich down the left wing, shooting. He's got Dewey in front, but that one was blocked. Tronovich takes it right back. Gajtka joining the fray. Here comes Beckett Russell to try to get there, but it's nudged right by him, and the chase is on. Back down into Hawks territory. Shea Murphy, he's stymied by Bostwick. Good defensive play. Bostwick reaches in. They both go down on a heap. Gajtka tries to keep it moving. It's jammed away from his reach, though. Here's Murphy coming out in front. Diving stop by Adams, and he's got the puck at the side of the net, or at least it was close enough for the referee's liking to halt play with 2:04 to go in the second. So the Jacks made life difficult on that shift. They got a couple of opportunities. It looks like the Wi-Fi is holding up quite well tonight, so I'm really impressed, actually. I didn't know what to expect. Like I said, trying this for the first time. Harcourt helps it back to Jawor. Has a look at the net. Wrists it wide. Harcourt on the rebound, though. Tried to pump it in from the side of the goal. Tries again. Adams made the pad save. He whacked that up with the goal stick. Harcourt at the side of the net. Lost it to Ailes. He maneuvered it up the near side, and Mulvey couldn't quite clear. Hayhow, unable to get away from Harcourt. Made the pass to the doorstep, and another great save by Adams right out in front, robbing Scharnhorst of what appeared to be a prime scoring opportunity. And once again, Matthias Adams comes up with the goods. He's bobbing his head to the music. Didn't catch what the song was as Hayhow wrists it on the face-off win by Isaac Gerbers. Gerber's trying to escape. Jacks are putting some pressure on now. Hawks got to be careful. From the far wall, a wrister by Hamilton, knocked down in front by Ailes. Ailes gave it over to his defense partner, Hayhow. Right back to Ailes behind the net. Put some mustard on that clearing attempt, but Curl couldn't take it away from McCormick out high. 1:17 to go in the period. McCormick passing it toward the front, deflects away from Scharnhorst, and over to the near side boards. Jawar, a snapshot. That's blocked by Gerbers. Turned it back to the front of the net. Hayhow up off a skate. Haracourt tossing it. Another save by Adams, and he's got this one covered too. Line change for both sides. 1:01 remaining in the second period. And the ebb and flow of this game now favoring the de facto home team. But the Hawks have the 3-goal lead. They've got a nice margin to play with. Of course, they want to add on to that, but it's been an outstanding performance so far for Hawk Purple. Dished ahead on the faceoff by Olsen, and Asher Russell has some space. Maneuvers around Sanchez. Russell let it go, and that was blocked. Rejected in the faceoff circle by Shea Murphy. Up the near wall. Beckett Russell backhanding to brother Asher. Bottom of the circle, right up front of the net with a pass, and it just eluded the reach of Red Olsen. Olsen played it back to Boswick. He shoots. That's deflected. Bottom of the circle, Olsen again, trying to go back out high, and Boswick just couldn't quite take that rolling puck. Puck was moving around a little erratically, and now he's got to backtrack to center, but he ties up the puck well to allow Asher to join and help out in the puck acquisition effort. Ruschi, trying to kick it ahead. Ruschi down the far wing. Wheaton headed him off. Ruschi with 7 seconds to go in the period. Time running out quickly, 4 seconds. Asher with the shot off the glove of a Lumberjacks defender. That was Sanchez, and time expires in the second. So just a 1 goal in that period. Asher Russell on the power play has made it a 4-1 game. We go to the final frame of tonight's action from Lakeshore. Getting close to 10 o'clock, late night Friday night. But we've got Hawks Purple action on YouTube this evening. Stay with us for the third period. Set for the third period. Final game of the night, 10U Gold Division playoffs, ADRAY Community League. I'm Matt Gajtka on the play-by-play and the camera and the production. 4-1. Hawks ahead. Coach Dewey's team trying to protect this lead and trying to expand it ideally as Boswick is chasing it back. Jawar pressuring him from behind. Jawar reaches in. Boswick ties him up beautifully, and that allows Adams to jump out on top of the puck. Did just enough to cancel out Jawar, who was on the move, and Boswick also didn't do too much in order to keep himself out of the penalty box. Perfect job. It's a helpless feeling sometimes when you got to turn around as a defenseman and just sprint backwards. You don't know what's behind you, but Boswick handled that situation well. And again off that draw, right toward the middle. Hamilton shot it, and it was blocked. I think Dewey got a piece of that. He went diving in front of that puck. He wants this win bad tonight. McCormick, a shot, headed off in front of the net by Ailes. Slaps it off the boards. McCormick knocks it down, though. McCormick off of Tronovich. Gajtka reaching for it. He gave it over to Tronovich, who cleared to center red. Jawar angles it in. That's way offside, as the Jacks hadn't come close to clearing the zone. Wild was in on the play. .12 to go in regulation time. The scoreboard says second period. It is the third period. Murphy versus Dewey. And quite the battle for that puck, but it goes over to the Jacks, and Wheaton just got it beyond Tronovich's reach, but Dewey got a stick in there, and the Hawks have it again. Ailes Played it forward. Zidane Sanchez. Wonder if his parents were soccer fans, like Zinedine Zidane. As he passes this up the near wing. Quinn on the end of it, and it might be a 3-on-1 for the Jacks, but the Hawks get back on the back check. Hayhow knocked down Quinn, however, and another penalty. Tripping the call against Hawk Purple, their 4th penalty of the game, as the Hawks got caught with a couple too many bodies up front trying to press the attack, and the Jacks turn it back the other way. So as a result, they'll get a power play right at the start of the 3rd period. Hayhow to the box for the trip. Gerbers versus Murphy at the face-off circle. Murphy won it, but Gerber's got a stick in there. Then Curl passed it up to Gerbers shorthanded. Gerber's moving right back in as he moves it down the near wall and simply plays it behind the goal. It nearly bounced out in front. Wheaton had to cradle it for the Junior Jacks. Up to Harcourt, far wing, sends it up ahead, but just under the stick of Murphy. And there's Boswick again trying to get in front of that puck. In between the puck and the goalie, he drives it away, and out to center it goes. Ethan Quinn couldn't hold it in, and Gerbers drags it back for the Hawks. 10U scored action here tonight in Muskegon. Played in behind the Jacks goal by Gerbers. 47 seconds to go on the Hayhow penalty. Beckett Russell leaned in, got a stick in there against Harcourt. Curl down the boards. Wheaton putting the pressure on, but Curl keeps it there. Freddie Curl scored the Hawks' 3rd goal. Boswick takes it out of his skates, tried to shoot it. Partially fanned on it. Murphy, though, couldn't move it and gave it right away to Russell, in fact. Took the shot, and it just missed that left post. It beat Phillips, but a little wide, maybe a couple inches outside the iron. Beckett can score from there for sure. We've seen it this year. Boswick backhanding Gerbers. 12 seconds to go on the Jacks power play, and the Hawks have had the puck for most of it. But still time left on it as Murphy couldn't make a move down the wall. He was fended off by Boswick. Boswick patrolling that right side with strength tonight. Sanchez trying to shoot. Hey, out of the box. Man open in front of the net. Harcourt, and he turned it just wide on the backhand. Tricky play for him to try to one-time that. And as a result, he just missed it. Curl takes it away for Hawk. And Curl heads north with it. Laid it across. There's Nolan Mulvey. Mulvey with Curl. Curl simply shoots on goal from near center red. Or I should say just outside the blue line. And that's knocked down and kept by Phillips. .9:45 to go in the 3rd period. And back to full strength for Hawk Purple. Ruscia, a shot off the face-off, fought off by Phillips. Great save, his best of the night, I would say. Hayhow turns it toward the front, and that's blocked away and carried away by Asher Jawar. There he goes, good speed. Hayhow trying to stay in front of him, and he will. Tracked him all the way to the corner, did Hayhow. Asher Russell reaches in. Ruscia clears it from the side of the net. Camarad back, picked off by Asher Russell with 9:19 to go in the 3rd. No goals yet in this period. Russell trying to change all that from distance, a shot. Glove save by Phillips, but the rebound was loose in the slot and ushered away to safety by Scharnhorst. Turned it over out high. Asher Russell picked it off, tries to close for a shot, but good checking from Dylan Scharnhorst to force him away from the front of the net and prevent him from taking that shot. That is a bullet shot from Asher when he can line it up like that. As Ruscia backhands from his own end, up the near boards, Olsen look to keep it moving. Olsen again skips the backhand down, and it will go for an icing as he chopped that from behind the center red line. 8:43 remaining in the period and in the game. We can't have ties in this round robin portion. 1 game today, 2 tomorrow. The Hawks will take on 2 separate Grand Valley Stars teams tomorrow. And after that, they'll find out if they'll still be alive for Sunday's action. 8 o'clock semifinal games on both rinks here. Wristed toward the front again. The Hawks block it in front with a stick. This time it was Beckett Russell who got in the way. Keeping some of that workload away from Adams as Gajtka nearly gave it away, did to Quinn, but his shot handled by Adams with the pad. You could hear the thud from up here across the rink. And again, he gets the stoppage in play. Intensity picking up for the Junior Jacks. 8:28 to go. Shea Murphy pushed it to the near wall. Lucas Gajtka attempting to get it out, but again, it's right back over to Murphy. He simply dumps in behind the net. Beckett firing it over to the near side. Gajtka ties up with Murphy, and there's Beckett Russell carrying it in down the wing. Makes a move to the inside against Sanchez. Beckett Russell, can he go all the way? He's right there. Backhand score! It's an absolute beauty from Beckett Russell to make it 5-1. Gajtka tied up the puck along the wall in the Hawks zone. Then Russell just stepped right up and he took it the distance, nearly coast to coast. 8:06 to go. And the Hawks defense is heard from on the score sheet. That's a big one. That might take some of the starch out of the Jacks' attack with just about half a period to go in this one. Gajtka picks it off on the sidewall. Couldn't work it past Scharnhorst. It deflects right to Tronovich, though. And Tronovich couldn't make his way over the blue line, and it's punched back into Hawks territory from his own real estate. There's Beckett Russell, a man who just scored the goal. The Hawks have scored 4 in a row since we were tied 1-1 about midway through the first period. Gajtka to Dewey, and Dewey's got some space. It's a 2-on-1 with Tronovich. Dewey faked it, got it right back. He's stoned by Phillips. What a great save with the glove. Griffin Phillips flashing the leather and keeps it a 5-1 tally. 7:28 remaining. Gerbers against Scharnhorst at the dot. Gerbers poked it toward the slot. Mulvey was there, reached for it, but Ailes lassos it and shoots it right off the stick of McCormick. It deflected over the crossbar. Nearly some friendly fire. That would have really hurt the Jacks' cause at this point, but here comes McCormick pushing it ahead. He's got Hayhow to beat. McCormick has Scharnhorst in the middle, and McCormick has to stop in the corner. Try to make a pass. Hayhow blocked it with that long reach of his. Jawar punched it into the slot. It goes behind the Hawks' goal. That's where Ailes surrounds it. Luke Ailes, high flip off the glass. Could not get it out. Jawar held it there. Great pass to Hamilton, right between the circles, and he misfired. He tried to go top left corner, blocker side on Adams, but he rifled it wide. Gerbers has the loose puck now. Isaac Gerbers stretching out those legs. He's got Mulvey with him. Gerbers continues to move it ahead. Diving, trying to poke it past Jawar, but he couldn't make it happen. Ailes, though, poke checks Jawar at center ice. Here's Harcourt. He's stripped by Mulvey. And a good battle at the sideboards. And it's back over to the Hawks, and it's tossed up in the air by Ailes. Curl taking possession. Filtering it ahead, and Gerbers is on the move. Gerbers a backhand on one touch, and it was scooted away by McCormick, 86 in white. McCormick scored back in the first period. This time he turns it over. Curl, a shot. He put it just outside the left post. Mulvey chases after it to the far side. Harcourt trying to clear. Ailes is there to keep it alive. Ailes, a knuckling shot as it was partially blocked out high, but it nearly got on goal. McCormick couldn't make a move as his pocket was picked by Gerbers. Put it into the middle for Mulvey. Deflected away from him, but right back to Curl. Curl's got an avenue. He's right there in front, and he just hooked it wide. Curl's backhand intercepted by Jawar. Up the far wall. The Hawks keeping the pressure on. Up 5-1 in this game. Trying to open this tournament with a win, and it deflects into the Jacks bench off the twig of Jawar. Gerbers interrupted the effort, and with 5:31 to go, that group of 5 for the Hawks gets a much-deserved rest. They kept that clock moving, and they kept the puck in the opponent's end. And the line that's done some damage tonight, Olsen, Asher Russell, and Ruschi back out there. The faceoff went right to Ruschi. Nearly happened again. He snapped a one-time shot on goal from that spot earlier in this game. That was stopped by Phillips. Bostwick tried to throw it toward the net, and that's blocked down and pushed out to center by the Junior Jacks. Quinn took care of it there. Beckett Russell, puck at his feet. Saucer pass up ahead. Beauty onto the tape of Asher Russell, kicks it to his stick. Shot from distance, gloved and held by Phillips. And he keeps for the face-off. Gets a cheer from his hometown fans. Does Griffin Phillips. He's made some sharp stops tonight. As a goaltender, you can only control so much. Just too many good opportunities for the Hawks in this game. As Beckett Russell parades back for it in front of the Hawks bench. Hawks coaches pointing to the far side for Rushy to go over to cover the near side boards as it's worked around the wall. And it comes around the horn to Rushy. It's like the coaches know what they're talking about. As over here's Olsen now, the center on this line, helping out. Olsen drags it through over the blue line. And it slid off his stick over to Landon Wheaton. Wheaton couldn't clear it past Rushy, who flagged it down out of midair. Rushy's pass under the stick of Asher Russell, who turned the wrong way in that moment. Olsen tying up with Shea Murphy on the near corner. Russell swoops in. Asher Russell, 3 points today. Poked off his stick, but right back over to Rushy. His backhand. Oh, it rattles around, and Phillips had to make a save on his own man, I think. Camerad over to the far boards. Tapped it off the stick of Rushy, but right back to Beckett Russell. D-to-D pass, a good one. Over to Elias Boswick. Tees up the shot. Deflected. Right out in front. Backhand chance for Asher. And he's denied by Phillips. And there's the whistle with 4:03 to go. And a 5-1 Hawks lead tonight. Almost said on the road. It's technically a neutral site, but we all know that this is the home rink of the Junior Jacks, so always tough to play the home team in one of these tournaments. But the Hawks have brought one of their best efforts of the season. And Dewey wanted to go on his forehand, but Scharnhorst read that play, and he dragged it back behind his goal. Jack's trying to clear up the far side wall. Here's Wild. Dewey hustling back, helping out with Hayhow at center. Ailes made a little move. Wild, though, got in the way. Right back to Luke Ailes, the Hawks defenseman. And he nudged it up the far side. Jawar has it. Clears it right back in, but that's going to go for an icing against Lakeshore. 3:37 remaining. And the more face-offs down at that end, the better for the Hawks. Dewey, Tronovich, and Gajtka, the forward group. Ailes and Hayhow, the defenseman. Dewey's oriented like he wants to drag it on the backhand toward the middle, and he did. It deflected right on goal, and Phillips has to melt it down. I don't know if Dewey actually shot that or the puck went off of a Lumberjacks defender. So we'll do it again from that same dot. Luke Ailes doing a little dance out high in the zone. You can tell things are going well for the Hawks right now. Tronovich helps it back to the blue line. Hayhow whacking it, looking to find Gajtka, but it was intercepted by McCormick. McCormick's turning play. Won't go far enough for icing, so Ailes has to field it and fire it right out beyond McCormick and Jackson Hamilton. Jawar to retrieve. Final 3 minutes of this game. Jawar up the far boards. Tronovich forced the play to the perimeter. Ailes trying to bog it down. It deflects over Gajka's shoulder, right back over to Hayhow. Hayhow's got some space. Great angle pass. Up ahead, a little too far for Gajtka, though, and it's intercepted by McCormick. Hayhow reaching, and Hayhow sends it again. Right back down into Jack's real estate. Jawar up the far side with that exit pass. Onto the tape of Wild. Wild gave it right away to Luke Ailes. And Ailes turns it up ice. Ailes with Tronovich. He's dispossessed, though, and it's deflected back into Hawks territory. Hayhow has to get in front of McCormick. McCormick down the wing. Cutting in McCormick. Stop made. Adams again says no to keep it a 5-1 score. 2:28 remaining. Not quite a breakaway, but definitely a grade A chance for McCormick. And he scored on the backhand in that same net in the first period. On a similar move, in fact. But that time, Adams had it measured. Mulvey trying to clear. Beckett takes over. Beckett Russell, number 12 in black and purple. Scoots the pass. Curl nearly getting to it. And he will find that puck first in the corner. Tried to skip the backhand. It comes free. Gerber's following on, and he punched it just wide. Far side, Logan Harcourt gave it right up to Beckett Russell. Pass across to Bostwick. Bostwick ran right through Ethan Quinn. Gerber's helping out, playing it off the end boards. Mulvey a shot, redirected. And Nolan Mulvey turning back into the far corner. as Wheaton's after it. Mulvey took him down. Play continues. Shea Murphy trying to escape. Poke check by Gerbers. Bostwick shot. And a save by Phillips. Loose puck in the slot, and Sanchez couldn't get it out. Gerbers again bottles up the Jacks. Russell to Gerbers. 1:31 to go in the third. And the Hawks salting this one away. Deflected by Curl. It goes in. Freddie Curl's got a 2-goal game on the deflection of the point shot from Gerbers. And it's 6-1 with 1:26 remaining. Just the slightest of redirections, and it was enough to fool the goalie Phillips. And you could say it's the finishing touches tonight in Game 1 of the ADRAY Community Playoffs for the Hawks. Probably one last shift here. Murphy carrying it ahead, though, for the Jacks. Great move. Tried to tee up a forehand, but he left the puck behind. So Olsen, given all the effort he's got left, past 10 o'clock tonight. Olsen. He stretches the puck into the corner. Around Murphy. Olsen trying to stop back there. Until the energy has been drained out of this one. The Jacks were pushing hard for a while there in the second period. They just couldn't get that second goal. And the Hawks just slowly, methodically adding to their lead throughout the second half of this game. Icing against the Junior Jacks. So much like the Hawks, the Junior Jacks will play both of the other Grand Valley Stars teams in the national bracket. Grand Valley Black beat Grand Valley White 8-5 on this rink just before we got started. And in the American Division, Blue defeated Silver 9-5. Wrist shot toward the goal from Ailes, and the save made by Phillips. Holding it, Asher Russell right toward the front. The Hawks hunt the puck, but it's deflected away from Ruschi. Hayhow on second effort keeps it in the offensive zone. 30 seconds to go in the third period and in the game. Murphy up to McCormick. Lost it to Russell. He turns high in the zone. Took the shot, blocked by Jawar, but he played it right back into the clutches of Asher Russell. He couldn't make a move around McCormick, and McCormick scoots right by Hayhow. Put it in the skates of Ailes, but no sail. And then Ailes knocked the puck away from Murphy. 8 seconds to go in this one. Up ahead it comes. The Hawks looking for one more. Ruschi outside the blue line. Took the long shot. It'll go deflecting wide. Hawks win. Hawk Purple gets the victory 6-1 to start the ADRAY playoffs. And one of their more complete, comprehensive efforts of the season for this young team. Great to see it as we come to the end of the year, basically. And this is the last time we're going to see local teams, is this weekend. One last time to show them how you've improved, and that's the first win of the season against this Lumberjacks Black squad, who had beaten the Hawks twice down in South Bend, including for that Tier 2 championship about a month ago. So thank you so much for joining me from the Lakeshore Sports Center. Who knows? Maybe I'll do it again. Like I said, multitasking to the extreme, but hope I provided some value for you, whether you watched it live or after the fact. Hawks win, 6-1 on this Friday night, and maybe talk to you next